Hello there, everybody! Welcome back to more TTBurger Rants, and I am Tony, aka TTBurger 8, and with me once again is...
Razorblade 1812.
Hello, Razorblade, and welcome to another gaming rant. This rant is going to be on my favorite video game company, well, it used to be my favorite video game company before they turned to shit. That company is Namco, aka Bandai Namco. And where to start here? Like I said, I had been a fan of Namco since I was a kid. Ranging from the Tekken series at the Time Crisis, Ridge Racer, Ace Combat, Mr. Driller, and stuff, and all those series that I mentioned used to be awesome. Now, they're now a shadow of their former selves, and they are unrecognizable. In fact, I'm gonna have Razorblade here start us off.
Now, you may recognize, of course, the video game company Namco. That started off as an arcade gaming company that, of course, made a name for themselves with hits such as Pac-Man, Pole Position, Dick Duck, Galaga, Bosconian, and a whole bunch of other arcade games before they became a name for themselves for the PlayStation, and where they launched the PlayStation with, of course, titles like Air Combat, Tekken, Ridge Racer, Starblade Alpha, and Cyber Sled.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Starblade Alpha and Cyber Sled. Starblade Alpha and Cyber Sled are two of the most rarest two of the rarest PS1 games out there. Mainly Starblade Alpha. You'll be lucky to find a complete copy of that these days, but that's off topic. But I mean, like, when I think of Namco now, I can't help but think, what happened? Why did they go downhill so much? I mean, we used to be like, sure, I guess you can partially blame them for combining with Bandai and stuff like that, and it's probably one of the reasons why they suck now. But even so, no reason for them to continue down this path. I mean, I've pretty much started to not like Namco even more after what they did to Tekken 7, and just pretty much butchered the storyline, pretty much butchered the gameplay, made it like Street Fighter. They did the same thing with Ridge Racer, Unbounded, making it Ridge Racer Burnout.
And not to mention, they also had to fuck up the character roster, especially with a character called Lucky Chloe.
Lucky Chloe, who doesn't belong in the Tekken series. She belongs in a game of her own. And she's so annoying, and yet, if you think my voice right now is annoying, why don't you hear Lucky Chloe's voice? And she just... I can't believe I even did that. And yet, Lucky... Yeah, like... fan service, that's why. And you know what? This is the problem with Lucky Days. Fan service with Lucky Chloe and stuff. But Lucky Chloe is like far from the problems that Tekken 7 had. Tekken 7 had more problems than just Lucky Chloe. But like I said, they did the same thing with Ridge Racer Unbounded, making it a Burnout clone and having a storyline about street racing gangs and stuff like that, which was so boring. You barely had to get far into that game to realize that was a crap game. I mean, we're gonna be naming off a lot of games here by Namco, or Bandai Namco to be exact, that suck now. And I don't know if Razorblade here played Ridge Racer Unbounded, but he knows from me.
I've only played the demo.
You lucky, because I bought the game at full price for the first on day one when it came out, and I'm basically like, I'm scratching my head wondering, did I pick up the right game here? Because I thought that they put the wrong game in the case, and I'm looking thinking, this is Ridge Racer Unbound. What have they done? There's not supposed to be crashes or anything like that in Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer is all about drifting, and they introduced nitrous in the PSP game in the Ridge Racer game. But this is nothing like Ridge Racer that I grew up with. I mean...
Yeah, and the fact that this was actually done by Bugbear Entertainment of Flat Out fame.
Yeah, Flat Out. Those are the people who should not be making a Ridge Racer game. And now like that, it's like the game would be like, you might as well call it Ridge Racer Burnout, because that's what it basically is. Ridge Racer Burnout. I mean, you compare Burnout Paradise to Ridge Racer Unbounded, it's almost like you're playing the exact same game. Even the cars don't look like Ridge Racer.
Even one of those Need for Speed games that plays a lot like Burnout is also comparable to that of Ridge Racer Unbounded.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that Criterion was behind it? The original creators of Burnout?
Yeah, what about them?
Well, They are just like with Burnout and some of these Need for Speed games that Criterion worked on.
Yeah.
Ridge Racer and Blood is the same.
Yeah, I mean, like, even the cars. I mean, the Ridge Racer car, the Ridge Racer Unbounded cars are nothing like the cars in, like, we'll say, Ridge Racer 7. Where's the Kamada Fiera? Where's the Denver Bayonet? Where's the Aj Prophecy? Soldad Raggio, or Soldad, whatever it's called, Gennady Magnifico Esperanza, the Namco Special Machines. Where are those at? They're not. Or the Assoluto Bisonte or the Assoluto Fatalita and stuff, or so.
Yeah, the Fatalita from Ridge Racer.
Yeah. Where are those cars at? They're not in here anymore. They're gone because those cars can't be in Ridge Racer Battle because they don't want to see them get destroyed. And yet, I just am lost of words here. In fact, it even looks. I mean, I know we're talking a lot about Ridge Racer Unbound here, but Ridge Racer Unbounded even looks worse than Ridge Racer 7 on the PS3. Yeah, in fact, and that was a launch title. You're telling me that the launch title is better than the one they released in 2012, 2013? There's something wrong there. And don't even get me started on Soul Calibur 5. How could they fuck up Soul Calibur 5 so badly? I'll never understand why. But Soul Calibur 5, well, let's see here. Oh, it comes out like, let's see, it came out like, see, like 4 years after Soul Calibur 4, which was fine. But I was expecting improvements. I understood it was going to take years, like a while after Ridge Racer, no, Soul Calibur 4, and like, of course, I understood. I knew that spoiler alert here, spoiler alert. Anybody who had played Soul Calibur 5, this will be a spoiler. So you don't want to hear it, then don't even bother. Then mute until whenever. Or if you want to hear it, let's just say that Sophitia, my favorite character, dies. And her son and daughter, Patroclus and Pyrrha Alexandra, are the main characters, and they're wusses, like I mentioned before. And basically, the main boss is a person named Elysium, who's basically portraying itself as Sophitia. So basically, you're fighting Sophitia, and there's no Cassandra.
Their own mother.
Yeah, but it's not really their own mother. But like, this is the worst. Here's the worst part, is that like all the characters like Taki and them are gone. They're replaced with like these wannabe characters you don't even give a shit about. Mitsurugi and Siegfried and Raphael in there, but they aged so oldly that they become weak. And like, you don't even care for them anymore. And even like the announcer, well, this is the problem with Soul Calibur 5, that the announcer was like, "Victory belongs to the last one standing. A warrior desires a soul." I mean, even though he was corny in the other the other Soul Calibur games, at least he actually made sense. He just sounds bored and doesn't want to be there. And like Soul Calibur 5, they had to put an Assassin's Creed character named Ezio, Assassin's Creed character in this because Assassin's Creed's popular, I guess. I mean, I didn't like when they put Star Wars characters in Soul Calibur 4, but at least it didn't affect the game much at all. But like, and of course, why is Keelik so why is Keelik like very impossible to defeat? Why does his appearance change? Why does Siegfried have a mustache? Why does Mitsurugi look? What I mean, like, let's think like. I mean, I don't even know. I barely even played the game. And you know what the setting is? I actually got the limited edition from GameStop, and oh my lord, you basically get a stupid art book and stuff, and a little bookcase, like shaped case that comes with that the game comes in. It's just basically pointless. I don't even like how thing was in my shelf. It's basically like having a big hole in your shelf, and you can't get rid of it until you sell the game. And then of course, like, Time Crisis here. Time Crisis Raising Storm basically tried to be like Call of Duty, crappy first-person shooter that had controls that controlled like a real shooter. But remember, you're playing a shooter with on-real shooting controls. And it had two other game modes, which I didn't give a shit about, because one of them was the arcade version of Time Crisis 4, like the complete arcade version, which I didn't really give a shit because I already owned Time Crisis 4, even though and stuff like that, which I made a review on. So feel free to check that out and such. And I'm surprised they didn't butcher Klonoa badly. Sure, the Wii. Since
Klonoa has been pretty much dormant for a pretty long time.
Well, keep in mind the Wii version of Klonoa was a big mess and stuff, and basically had the crap English voice settings like that. At least it didn't kill the series like how it did with the other thing. In my opinion, there will be no more Soul Caliburs, no more Tekkens, I'm sure, and no more Ridge Racers. But we haven't even talked about Ace Combat yet, because we mainly decided to make this rant because we saw the Razorblade and I saw the GameSpot trailer of Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, and it looks like Ace Combat 4 and 5 gameplay wise, but looks to be deceiving. I mean, I'm in disbelief here. I don't even want to buy this game because look what they did with Assault Horizon. It was basically Call of Duty with airplanes in it and stuff like that, with QuickTime events and such. It was like a flashy movie with some button controls and stuff like that. That's pretty much what it was. I'm not gonna buy another Ace Combat game if it's gonna be like that. Only if someone can convince me otherwise that Ace Combat 7 is gonna go back to its roots and stuff, then yeah, I'll buy it. But then again, they said the same thing about Tekken 7 going back to its roots, and it didn't go back to its roots. It pushed fans further and further away, and I still don't believe, and I still don't know why Tekken 7 is getting positive reviews across the board. I'll never understand how that game got positive reviews across the board. Maybe, just maybe, these people who are playing the game and liked it never played the other Tekken games in their lives, and of course I don't have it anymore. Like I said, I sold it like after 2 days of it being available. I sold it after 2 days of owning. Like 2 days after it came out, I sold that fucking game and got rid of it immediately. I don't even want the game on my shelf anymore and stuff. In fact, I still cannot believe I sold the game Knights of Azure to get Tekken 7. But then again, the game Knights of Azure on the PS4 wasn't even that interesting anyway, because you were playing as a girl who was part human, part monster. It doesn't interest me at all. It just doesn't seem interesting at all. I mean, maybe when the price is done, I'll probably be able to get it back, but right now I can't. But yeah, that's the problem. It's like they were hyping this game up like no one to mankind, saying it's gonna be the best game ever, deeper storyline. In fact, the storyline felt like Ace Combat 4's storyline with the narrator and stuff was so wooden and lifeless, and the fact that he was just a lifeless character and stuff. It was just Heihachi changed and everybody changed, and of course having Akuma from Street Fighter and such as
as if they were trying to make you love Street Fighter for a change.
Man, can you imagine if Soul Calibur did that, like with I don't know, like Dead or with Soul? That's like if Soul Calibur decided to have Dead or Alive characters in it and stuff. I mean, I know for the fact that Dead or Alive 5 Last Round had some Virtua Fighter characters in it, but then again, like they weren't in your face in the storyline stuff. I mean, they still played like Street Fighter characters, not Virtua Fighter characters. They didn't change much. I mean, it worked, but then again, they only put some of the female characters from Virtua Fighter in Dead or Alive Live 5 Last Round because sex sells, I'm guessing. No surprise, but still, like, I mean, like, did you follow me here, Razorblade? Wait, because on this is an example on how having Akuma from Street Fighter and Tekken did not work, and while the Virtua Fighter characters in Tekken 5, not Tekken, Dead or Alive 5, I mean, did work at a certain extent. And like, this is the thing. It's like is this what gaming's gonna be coming like these days? I mean, this is the thing. I had respect for Namco. Now they're down to like Activision, Infinity Ward, Capcom and stuff like that. They've been in the shitter ever since ever since they merged and became Bandai Namco. And sure, they may be called just Namco on the Tekken Tag Tournament box. That's not the Namco I know. The Namco I knew made great games, great arcade ports, great games in the arcade, and had fun factors in them. These games here are not fun. And if I could, and if I still owned every single crappy if I still owned Soul Calibur 5, and if I still own Tekken 7, and if I still owned Ridge Racer Unbound, and Time Crisis Racing Storm, and Cage Time Assault Horizon, I'd throw them into the fire pit and burn them, so to show people that we will not stand for shitty games or games of weak series we like being turned to crap like this. This is a disgrace to gaming. Namco, what happened to you? You used to be so awesome, but now you've joined the ranks of Infinity Ward, Activision, and Capcom and stuff. How could you
Yeah.
do that? And Tecmo as well, because they're going downhill too. Like what they did with Ninja Gaiden 3 and like all that DLC you had to buy for Dead or Alive 5 and stuff. Going downhill!
And the sad thing is, you are these people who introduced me to all sorts of great things in my childhood. Like, of course, Ray Tracer, which I first saw this on the demo disc that I got when I first bought a PlayStation. And of course, you had games like Klonoa. That, of course, was my very first Namco game I owned. Tekken 3, my second Namco game. Ray Tracer Type 4, my third Namco game. Those were all these great games that, of course, refined my childhood if it all weren't for you, Namco. And now, you're just making so many awful games that it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. In fact, when you look, I mean, here's the thing. You're seeing gameplay footage of a bunch of random Namco games here, like Tekken 3 and stuff like that. When you look at these games here, these games here burn an image into our minds, like how much fun we have with these games. Nowadays, like new generation kids are gonna grow up with these games, and they're not even gonna know what the heck games like Cyber Sled and stuff were back in the day. It's all rotten to the core. Like it's like they were running out of ideas and they weren't making money, so they decided to do whatever every other their game is doing. Like example, Tekken. Oh, Street Fighter selling well. Let's put some Street Fighter elements in Tekken. Ridge Racer. Oh, crashes and explosions are our number one seller for races. Let's forget about drifting and put this stuff in there and make it like Burnout and new Need for Speed games. Ace Combat Assault Horizon. Oh, we need some quick time events in there, and like a helicopter, have to fly a helicopter and turret sections in it too. Call of Duty has it. Let's make it like that. And Time Crisis. Well, nobody's playing rail shooters anymore these days, so let's just make it into a first-person shooter with that is very uninteresting and stuff that you get bored of that after a while. Let's make it Call of Time Crisis, or Time Crisis of Evil, or no, Time Crisis of Duty, or something like that, whatever you want to call it, or Riches of Burnout, or Ace Combat Call of Duty Ace, or Call of Duty Ace Combat Edition, or Ace Combat Call of Duty Edition, whatever you want to call that stuff. That's the problem. They lost their way. Whatever, and don't forget, they don't even care about Pac-Man anymore. Pac-Man was like one of their number one mascots back in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
And nobody.
Yeah, when it originated as an arcade game in the early 80s.
Yeah, they forgot all about Pac-Man. And no, I am not counting Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures on PS3 and 360 stuff. I am not counting that Pac-Man. That's not Pac-Man, in my opinion. The Pac-Man I know was in the Pac-Man World games and the Pac-Man games in the arcade and stuff like that. And yeah, and why not make another and yeah, I would say they stopped focusing on Namco Museum games, but how many Namco Museum games could they make? How many Namco Museum games could they make is the thing. But like that's like a problem there. There was no more Namco Museum games either. It's like remember when they had like volumes 1 through 5 on the PlayStation and stuff? I don't own them.
And also Encore that was only released in Japan. Oh yeah, and you also know about these Namco Anthology games that were also only released in Japan.
Yeah, well I never heard of those, but like I remember like I don't own any of the Namco Museum games, but I remember how cool it would be to own them and stuff. Like I had that museum tour and stuff, but nowadays you don't even see that in there anymore. It's like how could you do that to your some of your original mascots? Pac-Man, like Pac-Man was awesome, but nowadays
even Puka and Tiger from Dig Dug.
Yeah, none of those anymore. It's basically all just, I mean, what mascot do they have? Heihachi? Okay, or
Lucky Chloe.
Yeah, who you know what the funny thing is? Watch her become the new mascot of Namco. Watch her become the new mascot of Namco. Just watch her become. Because she'll probably become the next mascot. And like, and to just like I said, I can't show anymore footage Tekken 7. I don't own Tekken 7 anymore, like I said, and I'll never own it again. And nobody can convince me otherwise. And yet, Ridgely here was telling me how he's not looking forward to Ace Combat 7. Well, if Tekken 8 comes out, I'm not looking forward to Tekken 8 unless I can see footage right away and stuff and get rid of that stupid rage meter and actually, you know what truth is about Tekken? Just kill off Kazuya and just kill off all the Mishimas, kill off all the Kazamas. I'm so sick of hearing about this Mishima Kazama bloodline storyline. It is getting old, and how long can it take? Sure, Heihachi may be dead. Sorry to spoil it, but Heihachi, even though Heihachi is dead, still we still have Kazuya and
For
Jin.
real this time.
Still, we still have Kazuya and Jin, and I'm just sick of. And you know what truth is? Jin and Kazuya and Heihachi were cool at first, but now they're like all over the place, and they're getting and I'm getting tired of it and stuff. Focus on other characters. Why don't you bring back like Kunimitsu or Michelle, or focus on Lily de Rookford? Focus on Lily de Rookford or something like that. Focus on some minor characters for once, and just do it. I mean, hell. Funny thing is, ever since Tekken 7 flopped for me, I've been going back to playing Tekken 6, because at least that felt like a Tekken game except for the scenario mode. At least it felt like a Tekken game to me. This did not. And I know I'm talking about Tekken 7 a lot, but this is probably going to be my worst game of the year, Tekken 7. Unless there's other games out there that I'm aware of, but still. Just still cannot believe Namco would do this, especially since they were my favorite video game company from like the days of the PS1, PS2, and part of PS3. I remember like I couldn't get enough of Namco because they hell, even my first Namco game, Air Combat, I've owned since launch. I've owned since the first I got the PlayStation, but the version I showed you was not my original copy. I got the long box.
Well, Rage Racer was the first one, except like I said, I only played the demo of it.
That I owned. I mean, it was Air Combat was first. Air Combat was the first one that I owned. Rage Racer, of course.
Yeah. And the fact is, Klonoa was of course the first Namco game I owned.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Namco's like pretty much giving up on Ridge Racer because of how bad Ridge Racer Unbound was and Ridge Racer on the PlayStation Vita was. Yeah, PS4 was the first Sony console to not have a Ridge Racer game. When Ridge Racer was a staple for like the PlayStation launch and stuff, and Namco just kind of stopped caring about them too. It's sad because, like I said, there's not enough words to describe how sad it is that this has happened to a well-known video game company who used to put time and care and effort into their games. Now, who can we rely on? God, you know, there's not that many good games out these days. I mean, like, especially after E3, well, I'm not looking forward to any games coming out except like Seven Kyra Peach Splash, which is off topic. But Namco's joined the ranks of video game companies that used to be good that have now gone to shit. Congratulations, Namco, you earned it. And you got anything else to say?
Well, we miss you, Namco.
We miss the old Namco. All the old people are gone, so new people just can't follow in the footsteps really well. I mean, I know that the old people would die out sometime soon. And of course, the new people wouldn't be as good, but not this bad. I mean, come on, people. They can do better than this by a long shot. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I'm sure Razorblade has nothing else to say either, but it's pretty much all we gotta say. And you know what? Because of this, I'm gonna go and dig through some of my old Namco games and play them because they're worth the time. Not this Ridge Racer Unbounded shit. This Ace Combat Assault Horizon, this Tekken 7, or this Soul Calibur 5 and Tiger's Rage Storm. None of that shit. I want to play the good shit, and I'm gonna go play that good shit now. This is Tony and Razorblade. Peace out.